Hey Gemini, welcome to Larisa Lili Temperance. Today we're doing your love read. This is for anyone Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Gemini. And as always, general read. Gemini, if you guys want a personal read, my email is in the description box below. But let's get in. I shuffled this a few times. So this is really what this reading is about. Codependency, very soon free yourselves. Release your ex. So a lot of you have gone through... First of all, the first two things I heard in meditation, it was acceptance and surrender. So whatever's happening right now in this connection, there's an acceptance and surrender. So whether it meant for you, it's just going to come back. And understanding that that's just the way the universe works. It's always going to match what you're in alignment with. And if it's not for you, you're also going to reject it, right? You're going to surrender and say, hey, I want something new. And I feel that's the energy. Gemini, you guys have been in this really strong manifestation energy for some time. So I'm not surprised. So let's see what needs to be dealt with here. More on Gemini's energy. So getting to know each other. So as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. This card is the only card I always love to read because the depths of what's necessary in a relationship is always key. It's always the key here. And it seems like it's lacking. Also, wow, love yourself first in the bottom, which is what we saw before. There's a codependent energy. So we need to make sure that what the person we're dealing with allows us to tap into this part of ourselves, right? Versus we're just engaging in a relationship because we think that's what works for that person. So clearly there's a desire for reconciliation, and that's what I'm saying. Some of you, it's like you're in an acceptance surrender position. We've got children and express your love. Some of you may have children with this person. This is, you know, the mother, father of your child. And I really get this energy of questioning if this is the reason why you're being loyal to the situation. And that's a really difficult position to be in as well. Now, the other thing, obviously, children, this has a lot to do with your childhood, right? You're being affected by your inner child. So here there's a lot about expressing yourself, being deep. So to me, the issue with this relationship is it's probably not, there's not enough being shared in a way that it's being understood and comprehended in a compassionate way. And, you know, that is work. That takes work, Gemini. So I feel like some of you, when it comes to this, if you find yourself where you can't really share of yourself, then you're also okay if this connection doesn't fall through. You're really going to love yourself and you're really going to choose yourself first and just allow the universe to bring you in something new. So let's get into this main spread now. Wow. Well, that's a lot here, Gemini, but we're going to keep them because of the way they came out. So there's a decision. That's where we saw very soon earlier, the mental conflict. Obviously, Two of Swords this is, and there goes the new passion ignited. So it needs to speak to you. And again, you know, don't get stuck because there is something else. Yeah, I love that the Magician's coming out. You have awareness. And this is about taking action, also letting time pass. And your third eye is giving you a lot of information, Gemini. So again, to me, this is where when you fall into Magician energy, it's manifestation. And like I said earlier, you guys have been in this strong manifestation energy. So this is where you are in acceptance and surrender. We have deception and envy. That's the Seven of Swords. I feel this has a lot to do with your mind space, sacral chakra. There's healing in the chakra. Wow, lots of chakras coming out in your read right now. And I love that because this is also how we heal and choose ourselves. Third eye is my mirroring card. So that means this relationship is teaching you very, it's teaching you a very valuable soul lesson here. Empress energy, you're healing, and this is a great energy. Look at all this. I love these two combined, Strength and Empress. So as time passes, you're becoming more empowered. I think you're going to be extremely strong when it comes to this conversation and addressing the issues that need to be addressed. For those of you who have children with your person, obviously there's a lot. I'm getting an energy too that some of you are actually receiving epiphanies with this Seven of Swords about, you know, the welfare, how both of you have been going about the welfare of your children. For some of you, your partner may have some ego issues where this is where the disagreements come in. And then this is where the challenge also comes in internally, which is the mirror of, well, am I doing this because of the kids, or am I doing this because this is really what I want, you know? So this is definitely mental conflict. There's definitely something that's keeping you stagnant here, Gemini. Now, this could be you or your person. I know people, like I've had a comment, I think in Aquarius read for the first time, someone was so upset that I keep saying you. Take where put where the shoe fits, guys. I just like to direct the energies directly because it's just easier to give the reading. If this is your person, this is your person. Obviously, this is why personal readings exist. Remember, we're in a general read. So let's see where the awareness is. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Talk about putting things to end here. You're seeing it for what it is mentally. This is where you choose transition. The Magician is the number 1. The Ten of Swords is the 1 and the 0. That means Magician energy. You're choosing to transmute past betrayal, exhausting belief systems, anything that disrupts your mind. And then you're going for the 0, which is the Fool. A new beginning, a change, to make drastic measures in your life that is very much 0. Unknown territory, but that is based off of you. So give me more of the Seven of Swords. I do feel this Seven of Swords is the challenge. Give me more of the Seven of Swords. It has a lot to do with how we perceive things. Yeah, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. It's how we perceive. This is all about perception. Perception is the interference here. And at the same time, it's not just interference, it's the biggest lesson. So both of you are going to receive a very huge, I just feel a lot of epiphanies about your wants and desires. Give me more of the sacral. It's just too many, but give me more of the sacral spirit. Be clear and concise. Give me more of the sacral chakra. So sacral has to do with our relationships. And yep, there's a change. So you guys can heal this. Six of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Swords. There's newness, just like we see the Ace of Wands. There's a lot about number 1s here, right? Progression, Magician. So this is only going to change unless perceptions changed. Now, if let's say, Gemini, you feel your person's not going to be on the same page, then this also means you're just coming to terms with it and just going for something new in your life. These are breakthroughs. Ace of Swords is after the Ten of Swords, right? So this is a knowing that the dynamics of your relationships and how you connect has to have a change. But also nothing's going to change unless we see how we also contribute. Six of Pentacles. How are we also... What is it about us that also reflects? Six of Pentacles reflects these energies, these relationships that we have about our perceptions and also our wants. Give me more on this third eye. So the mirroring here, I'll just give some signs. You've got Leo, Libra. You've got Queen of Wands showing up here. So Aries, Leo, Sag again. But mirroring is Four of Wands. So you both want stability. You know, you both are thinking about the family. For those, again, with children, you're thinking about children. For those of you that is not children, you're thinking about stability, healing whatever the past was, your dynamics about family and stability and what that represents, your legacy, right? Some of you, this is definitely an 11-11 awakening. And we're on the Empress. King of Cups. So definitely in your heart space, your person, you guys definitely have mutual energy. Page of Cups, but there goes the Two of Swords again. So there's stagnation here. And there's a lot to think about. You know, Page of Cups can represent the children. And so there's a lot of love for your children. For those with children, it's a lot of love here. And you understand and you genuinely want to keep the security of your children. So to me, this has a lot to do with being genuine about your emotions. Gemini, express your love. You got to go deep. King of Cups is deep. Page of Cups is expressing. So the depths have to be expressed here. If not, the relationship will stay stuck. This message goes for both energies. You know, if there's no children around, this is about how deep we're expressing ourselves, also how intentional, and knowing, you know, finding that voice within yourself. Again, Empress is abundance, but also feminine, strong feminine energy, very much with water, which means we have to really dive deep within ourselves and tap into a very empathic, also compassionate, which is, I feel, is what I said, I channeled earlier about compassion. So let's get more of the strength here. Why the power? The moon wanted to come out. So yeah, there is some ego here, you know, and 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, and there goes the Queen of Swords, but then there goes again the Ace of Wands. So basically, nothing's going to change unless one or the other person, someone here really, really sees their ego. What's the resistance here? Until we're ready to really talk about the things that need to be talked about. Until we're ready to face what needs to be faced. There's a lot of question marks here, Gemini. And this is your energy. So this, I'm going to say, this leads me to believe this is you. And, you know, I think it's more about the emotions and perception here. So there's a lot of things that need to be challenged. And this is where, again, the mirror is you both. Whatever you both agree on. But what you don't agree on has to be worked on. So it's the stability of it and how you guys perceive that. And that's where change will happen. You know, clearly there's an Ace of Wands and an Ace of Swords and Wheel of Fortune. So the turning point is here. It all depends on what that turning point is for you and what you're willing to compromise. Let's see what the blockage is for you, Gemini. What is the blockage here? So go outside, breathe, and escape traps of the mind. Nature nurtures. So definitely needing to think, spend time with nature. I feel this is where we are overwhelmed with our thoughts, and Spirit is just saying, breathe, right? Afraid to love again. That will be a resistance. So a lot of you or your person may feel, you know, the fear of the resistance to change, basically opening up, afraid to love. This is all love, but also there's a resistance to sharing emotions, and this could be out of this abandonment. Some of you have abandonment, you know, a lot of healing, childhood wounds that make you the vulnerability, right? The strength represents also vulnerability. So there's a resistance to be vulnerable. We're going to clarify this 5 of Pentacles here. Game around this 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. With another 5 of Cups, and bottom of the deck is the Lovers. So this there is resistance to being vulnerable in connections. So then here we have the next blockage is your home is the stars. That's needing to really tap into your true self. And again, that's what the mirror will say. So the fact that there are two chakras here, someone really needs to tap into who they really are in order to also free themselves. You know, that's why Spirit is stressing, love yourself first. So there is a need to come home to your own self, understand where you stand and what your intentions are in order to really also have this relationship or conversation, these emotions that need to be shared, effectively communicated. So let's see what the lessons are. What are the lessons here for this connection? Sacred sexuality. This connection has the potential for sacred tantric alchemy. So, and we have divine masculine. So a lot of you, this could be your masculine energy, where this could be your person's a masculine, right? So we have a divine masculine on the other end. And for some of you, sacred sexuality is the healing of the divine masculine, which is why we have sacral chakra here. So this connection has the potential for sacred tantric alchemy. This is where the healing comes in. And that's why sacral chakra, right, is here, because the change is going to happen on how we also perceive, how we receive, and how we give. And there's a big lesson here because there's potential here. Sacred alchemy is a healing energy in terms of not being afraid. We open up to love. We understand the vulnerability, which is why I appreciate, I know, guys, I tend to go really deep. I always try to keep these readings, but this work is very profound, and that's why I'm so profound with it. There's a reason why sacral chakra, the strength card, is under the sacral chakra. For me, sacral chakra always represents the the Ace of Wands, which we see twice, which has to do with our soul connections. Wands represent the soul. So I also associate the sacral chakra with Leo, strong Leo energy, which we have the strength, which is all vulnerability with relationships and our willingness to embark into this with a cleaner soul. And that's why the Ace of Wands is here, because there's a cleansing of the soul that also needs to take place. And sacred tantric alchemy, it's an alchemy energy, right? We're talking about transmuting with magician. And the only way to alchemize that is through our sacral understanding and connecting with ourselves. A lot of the time, sacral energy is a very strong masculine energy. So masculine energy needs to be healed also. There is a, because of perception, there's also an issue with control, right? Hence the strength card, right? Are the level of vulnerability. And Queen of Swords represents that wall, right? So here we have attract, again, magician energy. Set your intentions high and know you deserve to receive love, joy, and happiness. Again, this is about how intentional you are, what you're willing to receive, but also you're only going to receive, when you receive what you also give. And this is where intentions go hand in hand with understanding what you need to receive. So if we're not intentional about what we know we deserve, therefore we're not going to receive what we deserve. So very hard lesson here. Let's see what we have for guidance. Passion. Yep, there is a burning fire inside of you waiting to come out. Again, Ace of Wands. So much about the sacral. You guys have strong fire energy. You guys could be dealing with a fire sign, but there's a lot about what's fueling within you in terms of your depths. So something needs to be expressed. Something needs to be opened up here. Time to get creative and work on what brings you joy and happiness. Here we go. Again, Spirit is saying, knowing what you deserve to receive love, joy, and happiness. They repeat the same thing. Your joy and happiness. Doing what you love will give you energy and will attract like-hearted people to you. So that message to me is strong for those who are like, you know what, I realized that this position I'm in is not really the position I want to be in. And that's a tough, realization. So it takes time to transmute that. But at the same time, it's also very pivotal. So let's see what other guidance for you. All right, so we've got these two. Beautiful, exactly. Shadow work. Examine your shadow self to understand the paths of you that are wounded and repressed. Back to your emotions. This is some of you, a lot of you, this is shadow work, childhood work, but also those who have children. Children show you who you are too. There are a lot of epiphanies you're going to have if willing to see. Not every parent is willing to see. But you have to examine shadow self to understand the parts of you that are wounded and repressed. So there's a lot of understanding and boundaries. Set and preserve boundaries to protect yourself and your energy. We're back to how you attract, your intentions. What are your boundaries? What are you willing to compromise? What are you willing to, give? Again, boundaries has a lot to do with how you protect yourself and your future. So I hope this reading helped for you, Gemini. This is very deep, but I'm sending so much love. Please like, share, subscribe. Click that bell button if you enjoy my frequency. But remember to live always relentlessly and striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul, and I'm here to nurture you. Until next message. Bye.